Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Today, we are talking about 3 unsuspecting places to discover what you want. Now, I talk about getting clear on who you are and what you want pretty much every single week because I do believe that it is the foundation to living a life of intention. Actually, I think I say that at the top of the podcast as well, and really being intentional with your time. And one of the questions that I am asked so often is, how do you get clear on what you want? What do I do if I don't know what I want? And first of all, there is no one-step formula to answer that question, but a part of that is what I'm going to talk to you about today, to discover those places where you're already giving yourself information about what you want. You just don't understand that that's what's happening. And so that's why I'm so excited about this episode, because all 3 of these things are things that I know each and every listener can relate to, has experienced, may be experiencing right now as we speak, in your life somewhere. And I'm going to help you to change how you look at those things and find them as places to discover what you want. I am so excited about this episode. So for those of you who are still really unwrapping, I think that's all of us. Even now, if you know what you want, you're still leaving space for that to change and evolve. And because of that, I want you to take these 3 places and really listen to what I'm saying about how they will help you discover what it is you want. Okay. I will also say that we have a fantastic curriculum in the Best Today community that helps you also start to unravel this question of what it is that you want. So if you're not in the community, you can go to besttodaycommunity.com to join us now. Remember that you do get your first month free in the community with every order of your Best Today guide. Okay. So you want to know the 3 places? We're going to discuss each and every one of them one by one. So here are the 3 places that are unsuspecting places that will help you to discover what you want. The first are your complaints. The second are the places where you feel jealousy and envy. And the third are the places where you find yourself making comparison. Those are 3 unsuspecting places to look for clues on what it is that you want. And we're going to talk about each one of those one by one. Let's start with complaints. What have you complained about today? What is it that you find yourself complaining about regularly? And complaining doesn't always have to be like over the top. They could be the little things you say under your breath, the things you think to yourself, the things you don't even verbalize to other people who you're complaining about. They could also be complaints that you make about yourself, right? This could be something small and personal or something big and perhaps even global. We complain about a lot of things, not just the things that affect us in our daily lives, but maybe you complain about things that might be going on in the world or in the country where you live. So think about those complaints that you make and start catching yourself as you make them in the future, because our complaints are often clues to what we want. They're clues to something that we want, because on the other side of that complaint is you want something to be done or away, so you wouldn't have to complain about it, right? Complaining, for example, that the mail keeps piling up in your home. You come home and this pile of mail is just sitting here on the countertop of the kitchen. So how does that help us to reveal something that we want? Maybe our complaints about the mail piling up is telling us that we want a system for the mail in our home. Maybe it's telling us that what you want is a home environment that's free of clutter. Maybe what you want is to come home and to feel peace. And that's something that's preventing you from feeling the way you want to feel when you enter your home or you enter into that room. Maybe what you want is for someone to hear you and see you when it comes to doing things around the house, because you feel that you are the only one who continues to care about the little things that add up. And that complaint is really showing us that one of the things that you want is to feel valued, appreciated, seen, heard. You want to feel like you're in a partnership or in a team and that you're not the one doing everything, right? It can get deeper and deeper and deeper. There's so many layers to your complaints, and it's not always the obvious thing that sits there on the surface, which is why most of the time people don't do the work of actually finding out what they really want, because a lot of time it's not the superficial thing that you think it might be. It could be something deeper. It's not, oh, well, she must want that bag. Maybe it's not the bag. Maybe she wants the respect that she thinks comes from the person who wears the bag. Or maybe she wants, you see what I'm saying? So you got to dig deeper. We're introspective here. Self-awareness is one of our key pillars here at Best Today, because there's so much goodness and so much peace and resolve in your own life that comes from that. Okay. So, the first place that I want to invite you to begin identifying the things that you want are your complaints. So, I want you to start thinking about it, even if you have to pause me for a second. What do you complain about most? What do you complain about most? And then when you think about those things, start listing them out, or even as you catch yourself in the days to come or throughout today, ask yourself, what are those things revealing to you about what you want or how you want things to be done? What would be the solution to your complaint that would make the complaint go away? Do that digging. It's a great place to begin uncovering some of the things that you want. Okay. Number two, I said, are those places where you feel jealousy or envy. I want you to find that green-eyed monster that's visiting your thoughts when you see or hear about something or someone else. This is a great opportunity to dig deeper. What is it that someone has that you want? Is it confidence? I see that a lot, that we take and we try to break down and criticize people who we see who are confident. And it's not because you have a problem with their confidence. It's just a mirror of something that you want that you don't have, or you're not exemplifying or displaying, right? Is it a belief in themselves? Is it a material thing? Because even when it's a material thing, it goes deeper than the material thing, right? So rather than turning this emotion of jealousy and envy into something negative, you can turn it around to identify what it is you want rather than criticizing someone else or spinning the narrative on them, right? We're not going to gaslight. There we go. Gaslight other people when we can turn the mirror onto us and what we can do, so our jealousies are places where we feel envious of others or of things or situations are great places to help you to uncover what you want. What is it that you're actually envious of or jealous of? I want you to ask yourself that. And how does that help you to get clear on what it is you want? And again, I want you not to take the first answer because it's usually deeper than that, right? Okay, that's number two. And number three are your comparisons. And first, if you have not listened to episode 35, I want to invite you to go back to the episode where I talk about, I think it's called like the dangerous root of comparison. Yes, that's what it's called. Similar to envy and jealousy, this is another great place to explore and uncover what you want when you find yourself comparing yourself to something or someone else. Again, if you have listened to episode 35, please make a point to, when you're done listening to this episode, just tap back to 35, where I talk about the root of comparison. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Recently in the Best Today community, some of the women shared what their favorite thing was about the community, and I want to share some of those responses with you. Like Emmy, who wrote that her favorite thing about the community is the support, encouragement, and ideas that you can only get in the community. And so many of the besties are on a first name basis relationship, which is incredible. Besties is what we call ourselves in the Best Today community. The fact that you can ask any and every question, get feedback, and express your honest condition in your proactive journey is gold. Regina wrote, this is a non-judgment place for growth, no matter the speed of that growth. It's the place where the things you believed exist have words and a process. Candace writes, it's a wonderful place where you can be picked up when you're down and continually encouraged on the upswings. And Toby shared, in addition to what everyone else has said, I love that it feels like a family. I feel like I know everyone and we're all in this place to be our best selves. I feel like we're all open to really doing the work, and that's powerful in a community. And Stacy shares, one of the things I really like about this group is the advice and tough love from Shantae. Shantae has taught me to hold to myself to a higher standard than what I previously held for myself. Parentheses, for some people, Shantae helps them lower their standards and expectations. I have learned to really show up for myself, and that to really see progress and growth, I just need to do it. This community has helped me to call out my excuses. I love seeing people be willing to be open and honest with each other and supportive of our personal journey. Y'all, I can't tell you enough how much power and strength and support and encouragement and love there is and knowledge there is in this community. The women in this community inspire me. I know most of you all on a first name and face-to-face basis because we see each other so often in our gatherings, whether it's our Focus First call that we have the first of every month, co-working hours, or different types of things that we do together in the community. So if you're not in the Best Today community, this is your invitation to go to besttodaycommunity.com and join us right now. Get in and find yourself in this actively engaged community of women from all ages, stages, and from all over the world. We're looking for you. Join us if you are looking for that place to really be seen and heard, to ask your questions, to share your true experience. And remember that every order of the Best Today Guide gets you your first month in the membership community for free. We'll be looking for you. So join us over at besttodaycommunity.com. But here's what I know for sure. The feelings and the thoughts that you have are rooted in something. So in your comparison, if you allow yourself to be introspective and to actually like talk with yourself and uncover without judgment, right? Uncover without judgment. That means be introspective without judging or shaming yourself for your feelings, because you're allowed to feel how you feel. Why not use it as an opportunity to explore? Or I love Myleek uses the word curious a lot, to be curious and learn, uses as a learning opportunity as opposed to something to beat yourself up with. You're likely going to uncover something that you want. It may be an unmet need. It may be a desire. It may be something that's meaningful to you that perhaps you've convinced yourself that you can't or won't have. And that's where the comparison comes in. And you see that, or you think you see that in someone else. And then that leads to the comparisons, the envies, the jealousies that are really easy to jump into, but that's the easy way out. What I want you to do is explore that. And what you're going to find is you're going to learn more about yourself. And to me, that's the most beautiful gift and thing about it. You know, these things that tend to have a negative connotation, like complaining and jealousy and comparison. If you catch yourself in the midst of it and explore it, you can turn these things into something beneficial and helpful for your own growth, for your own joy, for your own self-love. And to me, I really appreciate having that human, not really even humanizing, but basically flipping the negative and finding where it can be positive. It requires honesty about yourself, but it's really a beautiful place to get to the help that get the help you need in uncovering what it is you actually want in this life, what really matters to you. And so my hope for you is that you'll take these three places. And first, don't be the person to say, oh, none of that applies to me, because you're lying, and you're lying. Okay. So where are those places where you can start to uncover more when you look into your complaints, or where you may feel envious or jealousy, or start to make comparisons? And maybe you're comparing yourself to who you were X amount of time ago, because we can uncover some things there too, right? What was it about back then that you think isn't true now? And what does that reveal on what it is you hope for or want? So my hope for you is that as you continue in your days, that when one of these three things pop up, complaints, comparisons, jealousy, that you're going to catch yourself and smile. I want you to catch yourself and smile. And I want you to welcome the opportunity to explore how this can bring you closer to living the life that you want, instead of opining about someone else's life or choices. And so my hope for you is that you will do something about the only human in this world that you can do something about, and that is you. And know that I'm cheering for you here and always, and that I really hope I know this episode, it's a short episode, is going to free someone, because it's going to remove someone who's listening to this, you've been beating yourself up because you feel these things. And I hope this gives you a way to put a spin on it and say, I'm grateful that I felt this, because it was the thing I needed to wake me up to see that it's really just helping me to identify an unmet need, or a thing that I want that I didn't, either I realized it and think I couldn't have, or I realized it or didn't realize it. But wherever you are on there, I want you to use this as an opportunity to experience more self awareness and self love. Self awareness to call it out, and self love to do the digging and the work and uncover what it is you want, because you can have it. It is yours for the having and the taking. But first, you have to identify what it is and then start to build the steps to get what it is you want, whether that's something for yourself, who you want to become, something that you want to obtain or do, but it's all yours for the taking. Okay. So this is such a great conversation that we're going to continue to talk about over in the Best Today community. And so let's take the conversation there. If you're not in the Best Today community, join us at besttodaycommunity.com. It's our actively engaged community and the number one place to be if you're on the journey of living a life of intention and prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical health daily, making this a lifestyle. We believe in a holistic approach to planning and living your days. And inside of the community, you're going to find encouragement, support, live calls, co-working hours, our guided journal prompts curriculum that I've created to help you to get clear on who you are and what you want, as I mentioned at the top of the episode. All of this is available to you in our private community that you can access on our app or online. It's so simple and easy to use, and you're going to feel like you're part of a family, a true family over there. So remember also that your first month in the membership is free when you order the Best Today guide. So keep that in mind if you're ready to go in and order a Best Today guide and get that first month free as well. Or you can jump straight into the community right now by going to besttodaycommunity.com. All right, friends, I've given you a lot to think about in this episode, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you have everything you need to have everything that you want, and that you are capable and worthy of being your best that you get to define and describe, okay? One today at a time. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you again on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today, and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.